Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have their finances perfectly under control, while others are constantly struggling, no matter how much they earn? It often feels like there's some hidden secret to wealth that only a select few are privy to. Today, we're going to uncover that secret. It's simple, it's powerful, and honestly, it's the secret nobody really wants to hear. It's the concept of living below your means. Now, when you hear living below your means, what comes to mind? For many, it conjures images of extreme frugality, of depriving yourself of all life's pleasures. You might picture someone eating only beans and rice, never going out, and hoarding every single penny. But that's a common misconception. Living below your means isn't about deprivation. It's about intentionality. It's about making conscious choices with your money so that you control it, instead of it controlling you. It simply means spending less than you earn. That gap between your income and your expenses is where financial freedom is born. It's your power zone. The larger the gap, the more power you have over your financial destiny. Think about it like this. Imagine two people, Alex and Ben. Alex earns $100,000 a year, but spends $105,000. On paper, Alex looks successful with a nice car and the latest gadgets. Ben, on the other hand, earns $60,000 a year, but only spends $45,000. He lives a more modest lifestyle, but he's consistently saving and investing $15,000 every single year. Who is actually wealthier? In the long run, Ben is building real sustainable wealth, while Alex is digging a deeper hole of debt, despite a higher income. This illustrates a crucial point. Your income level doesn't determine your wealth. Your savings rate does. The biggest hurdle for most people is something called lifestyle inflation, or lifestyle creep. This is the tendency to increase your spending as your income grows. You get a raise, so you upgrade your apartment. You get a bonus, so you buy a more expensive car. You switch to a higher-paying job, and suddenly your weekly dining out budget doubles. It's a natural impulse. We work hard, and we want to reward ourselves with a better quality of life. The danger is that if your spending rises at the same rate as your income, you're never actually getting ahead. You're just running faster on the same hamster wheel. You're working more, earning more, but your stress levels about money remain exactly the same. The secret is to let your lifestyle inflate, but much more slowly than your income. So, how do you actually put this into practice? It starts with one fundamental step: understanding where your money is going. You cannot control what you do not measure. For 1 month, track every single expense. Every coffee, every subscription, every grocery run. You can use a notebook, a spreadsheet, or one of the many budgeting apps available. The goal isn't to judge yourself, but to gather data. You might be shocked to find out how much you're spending on convenience purchases or subscriptions you forgot you even had. Once you have this data, you can start making intentional choices. This is where the 50-30-20th rule can be a helpful guideline. It's a simple framework for allocating your after-tax income. 50% of your income goes towards your needs. These are the absolute essentials: housing, utilities, transportation to work, and basic groceries. These are the bills you must pay to live. 30% is allocated to your wants. This is the fun stuff: dining out, hobbies, entertainment, travel, and shopping for non-essentials. The remaining 20% is for savings and investments. This portion is your ticket to financial freedom. It goes towards your emergency fund, retirement accounts, and paying down debt faster. The beauty of this framework is its flexibility. The percentages are just a starting point. If you can lower your needs category to 40%, you now have an extra 10% to allocate to wants, or, even better, to supercharge your savings to 30%. Let's talk about the two biggest expenses for most households: housing and transportation. If you can make smart decisions in these two areas, you've already won half the battle. When it comes to housing, the common advice is not to spend more than 30% of your gross income. But if you truly want to live below your means, aim for less, perhaps 25%. This might mean choosing a slightly smaller apartment, living in a less trendy neighborhood, or even getting a roommate. These choices might feel like sacrifices initially, but the financial breathing room they create is immense. Think about the long-term impact. An extra $400 a month saved on rent is $4,800 a year. Invested over 30 years, that amount could grow into a substantial sum, all from one conscious housing decision. The same logic applies to transportation. The allure of a new car is powerful, with its shiny paint and that new car smell. But cars are notoriously depreciating assets. The moment you drive a new car off the lot, it loses a significant chunk of its value. Consider buying a reliable, used car that's a few years old instead. You let someone else take the biggest depreciation hit. Better yet, if your city has good public transportation, consider using it. Or if you live close enough to work, could you bike or walk? These decisions not only save you money on car payments, insurance, and gas, but also can be better for your health and the environment. Now, let's address the fun stuff, the wants. Living below your means does not mean you can't have fun. It means being more creative and intentional about how you have fun. Instead of expensive dinners out every weekend, you could host a potluck with friends. Instead of a pricey vacation, you could explore local parks and attractions, or plan a camping trip. A study in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people derive more happiness from experiences rather than material possessions. Spending money on a memorable trip or learning a new skill often brings more lasting joy than buying the latest gadget. This is a powerful mindset shift. Instead of asking, "What can I buy?" start asking, "What can I experience?" This reframing can naturally guide you towards more fulfilling and often less expensive ways to spend your wants budget. One powerful trick is to implement a 72-hour rule for any non-essential purchase over a certain amount, say $100. If you see something you want, don't buy it immediately. Wait for 72 hours. If you still genuinely want it, and it fits within your budget after 3 days, then you can consider buying it. You'll be surprised how often the initial impulse fades away, saving you from buyer's remorse and unnecessary spending. The real magic of living below your means happens when you take that gap, that surplus money, and put it to work for you. This is where you build true, lasting wealth. Your first priority should be building an emergency fund. This is a stash of cash, typically 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses, kept in a high-yield savings account. This fund is your financial safety net. When an unexpected car repair or medical bill comes up, you won't have to go into debt or panic. You simply use your emergency fund and then replenish it. Once your emergency fund is in place, you can focus on investing. This is how you make your money make more money, through the power of compound interest. Whether it's through a retirement account like a 401k or an IRA, or through a standard brokerage account, investing regularly is the single most effective way to build wealth over the long term. Even small, consistent investments can grow into a fortune over time. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. The sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. Living below your means is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a series of small, consistent, and conscious decisions that you make every single day. It's about choosing the home-brewed coffee over the daily cafe latte. It's about repairing something instead of replacing it. It's about valuing financial peace over a temporary status symbol. It's a quiet, unglamorous rebellion against a culture that constantly tells you to want more, spend more, and be more. But the reward is something far greater than any material possession. The reward is freedom, the freedom to leave a job you hate, the freedom to handle an emergency without fear, the freedom to pursue a passion, to travel, to retire early, or to simply live life on your own terms. This is the secret nobody wants to hear because it requires discipline, patience, and a shift in mindset. But it is the most reliable path to financial well-being. Start small. Track your spending. Make one conscious change this week. The power is in your hands. I hope this gives you a new perspective on managing your money. If you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content designed to simplify your financial life. Thanks for watching Financial Cake.